Hello YouTube, back again. Sunday, a little bit chilly out here at the lake today, 14 degrees. The wind is howling. Yesterday we ended our video talking about energy vampires. How to get away from energy vampires, not being an energy vampire and affecting those in your life, and not allowing those or other circumstances or people, outside influences, to be energy vampires upon yourself. Now, let me ask you, y'all have any friends that tell you, hey, you're too short, your hair's always messed up, you stink, your clothes are ugly, your sense of fashion sucks, you drive a ratty-ass car, you got a hoopty, your priorities are screwed up in your life? Got any friends that tell you things like that on a daily basis? Probably not, right? Because most of the time, those people will not be in our life very long, hopefully. Anyway, there might be some of y'all out there that do have friends like that or trying to straighten you out and you just won't listen to them. But maybe we got some issues, maybe we don't. What I'm trying to get at here is basically, a lot of times, the person that is hardest on us is ourselves. We beat ourselves up on a daily basis. It's our self-talk. It's our negative self-talk. We don't even know where it came from. We got this voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough, that we can't do something, that we're going to fail. And it's always there. And the strange thing about that didn't come from us. That came at a young age. Psychologists talk about this all the time. It came at a young age. It came from our parents. It came from an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, a bully in school. Who knows where that stuck in our head and got us thinking thoughts like that. We got to clean that self-talk up. We can be so compassionate to our friends. We can be so empathetic to our friends. We can reach out to them. We can help them out. We can help them through hard, difficult situations. But when it comes to ourselves, we beat the living shit out of ourselves, mentally and emotionally. And then we let that stuff stay in there like a broken record, and it causes us to lose a lot of opportunities because we don't have faith in ourselves. You know, I'm a little older now, and man, if I'd have learned this earlier in life, my whole life could have been different. Now, I'm not sitting here harboring any regrets. I've had an amazing life, and my hard lessons I've learned along the way, I greatly appreciate. But if I could pass something on to those of the younger generation, especially this younger generation that's always had a cell phone basically in their hand, that are getting pounded by YouTubers, from influencers. You know, you hear that big keyword, influencers. Man, our kids are being influenced by a lot. There are a lot of people out there that maybe shouldn't be influencing people. And that's not my goal here. To influence is just to share some insight on mindfulness and awareness and my own personal struggles to help people out. But anyway, back to the situation. So how do we fix that? How do we monitor our thoughts and make sure we're not beating ourselves up and costing ourselves opportunities and telling ourselves, oh, doctor said I'm depressed. Well, I'm depressed. I can identify with that. Well, why am I feeling down? Don't feel like doing anything. Well, that's because the doctor said I'm depressed. Bullshit. Don't identify that yourself with that stuff. You are so much more than that. Don't beat yourself up all the time, okay? Be mindful. Be aware of what thoughts are going through your head all the time. Okay, how do we do that? Practice, 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 just like shooting free throws. If I sit here and say, okay, hey, I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to go do this. Oh, man, I feel like doo-doo today. I don't feel like getting out. Is that just me being lazy? That first thought in my head, is that just me being lazy? I just don't really want to get out? Or, hey, I want to go for a new job, but, man, I'm too old. I'll never get that job. They're not going to hire somebody my age for that job. Well, that's not going to help my mindset, my attitude going into that. But if I catch that and start being aware of that, because a lot of times, again, like I talked about yesterday, the circumstance, the issue is like 1% of the problem. Our thoughts about that circumstance, person, or issue is 99% of the problem of the bullshit that we're creating in our head. So be mindful, be aware of your thoughts. And we can't think about something unless we have a word for it. I know it's kind of odd, but it helps to think about something if we have a word for it. So maybe you want to tell yourself, oh, here I go again. There's that voice in my head, fortune telling me about the future, kicking my ass about the past. Don't allow that to happen. Label it. Label it whatever you want. Fortune telling, skydiving, something silly, looking through the looking glass. Whoops, looking at the refractor in the mirror, whatever it may be. Identify it, label it, and don't take my word for it. Try it for a week. Try to catch yourself in these thoughts that get you and start getting you down and dragging you down, telling you, oh, you're too lazy. Oh, maybe you're overweight, or you're too old to do this, you're too young to do this, you're not smart enough to do this, you're not pretty enough to do that. Try it out. Try it out. Be mindful, be aware, and start replacing those thoughts. Because one thing is, as human beings that we are very programmable. But the choice is ours to how we're going to program. We can program ourselves consciously, or we can unconsciously let mainstream media, influencers on YouTube, our past, dictate how our life is going to be. So get out there, take care of yourself, be mindful, be aware of your thoughts, and do a little trick. Next time you start getting down on yourself about a situation, circumstance, or a particular person in your life, treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. Be compassionate, be empathetic, and see how that works out. But try that out for a week. Maybe it'll help you out. Chico out.